Hi, everyone, and welcome to your full moon in Virgo reading. Okay, as you know, full moons are all about releasing and letting go of what no longer serves you or your highest good. All of those things that are not good for you, or maybe ways of being that you don't like about yourself. Okay, so this has a Virgo energy around it. And Virgo's key phrase is I analyze. So we want to talk about what does that mean and where is it going to show up in your life this full moon cycle? And how can you use it to your advantage? So let's start with what that Virgo I analyze energy is. It has a very function oriented energy to it. It is the analyzer, the organizer, the perfectionist. It also has a very strong need for clarity, clear thinking, and being of service however needed. It can also show itself as being a true, reliable, and stable energy in unruly situations with an ability to ground down and shut out all the distractions in order to properly assess it. It is definitely fair to say that the motivation for Virgo energy is all about what can be ignored so that what is important is dealt with first. Although there is nothing wrong with being detail oriented and great at analysis, if you take these attributes to the extreme, you may fall into the trap of pettiness, obsessiveness, and being overly critical of everyone and everything. So it is just good to be aware of these things when moving through this energy. Okay, so now that we know what the Virgo I analyze energy is, let's take a look at where it's going to show up for each zodiac sign. I always suggest you watch for your rising sign first because that is going to resonate the most. However, if you don't know your rising sign, you can watch for your zodiac sun sign. And if you want to find your rising sign, because you don't know it, leave a comment and I will help you free of charge find your rising sign. And if you want to book a personalized full moon reading based on your very own birth chart, there is a link to my website in the description box. And please remember too, there's a pick a card at the end. So if you have additional areas that maybe you would like to release and let go in, I will give you an idea of ones that will be the strongest for you again at this particular full moon. So check out the pick a card. I'll see you there. Hi, everyone, and welcome to the second part of your full moon in Virgo reading. This is the pick a card. We have two piles. This is if you want to find more areas in your life to release and let go in, as well as advice, guidance, messages, even prediction, okay, coming in from spirit. So pile 1, pile 2, we have this bracelet, which is green aventurine and tree agate crystals, okay? And we have for pile 2, this bracelet, which is tree agate as well as moss agate crystals. So whatever pile number, whatever bracelet or crystals call to you, then use your intuition and go with that. You can also watch for both piles because maybe overachievers welcome. You might want to pick and choose between the piles where you want to do additional releasing and letting go, or even in place of what you've already read for. So make your choice and I will see you in your pile, or maybe both. Hi to those of you who chose pile 1 or this beautiful tree agate and green aventurine bracelet. I'm just going to put the bracelet over here to the side, okay? And we're going to get right into your reading. Now remember, this is what you want to maybe do in place of what you've already read for your rising or zodiac sun sign, or it could be in addition to, all right? The other thing that I want to let you know about that I've brought in for these readings in the new year is the lady who creates these Moonology decks has also given some key phrases, all right, for full moon in Virgo. Too much, too soon, too little, too late, and between a rock and a confusing place, and old feelings coming up. So those are some key phrases we're going to be looking at as we move forward with this reading. Okay. All right, let's get started. First card out, we have waning gibbous, releasing, gratitude, nurture, act of service. Oh, okay. Along with, I do 3 cards and then we'll get into the Moonologies with tarot. I'm going to hold this up so you can see the name of the card. It is confidence and acceptance. Confidence is earned by looking at yourself without any filter, right? Without the rose-colored glasses, without judgment. All right. So we're talking releasing and letting go. We're talking about this Virgo energy surrounding it. So I almost want to say, where is it in your life that you're a little too hard on yourself, or maybe you overanalyze situations, right? Or you're between a rock and a confusing place. I loved that one. When it comes to releasing. All right. When it comes to showing gratitude, when it comes to nurturing yourself, others, or acts of service for others. Okay. This is what's holding you back, maybe from releasing and letting go. I'm going to say for most of us, it's some sort of fear. It's the fear of the unknown. If I let go of what is comfortable for me, what happens then, right? Showing gratitude. I don't want to show gratitude. I don't want to let on I'm thankful, because if I do that, spirit, God, source, universe, or whoever it is for you, or even people in your life are going to think that I'm okay, that I don't need anything else when I do. Or just not showing yourself love, care. There's many reasons we do that we're not kind to ourselves. It'll be different for each one of you. But here it is. It's all about looking at yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. And if it's fear that's holding you back for not wanting to release because it's comfortable, or fear of showing gratitude because you're afraid that you won't get anything else, you know what? Then you need to look that straight in the eye and be willing to work on whatever that is surrounding that. And that's what you need to release and let go of, so that you can do all of these things without obstacle. Oh, and fear, you guys. As I always say, I do these cards ahead of time, sometimes a day, sometimes two. And then I genuinely do forget about what the next card coming out is going to be. Sometimes I remember because it might really stick with me. But there it is right there. It's that fear. Look inside. Well, outside, look, she's tied to all these crows. It's like that she's tied to a cage. And inside, she's just feeling like I don't know what to do, anxious, anxiety, fear, but there's light in there. There is light. So that is hope. That light is your faith. It's all of those things that can help you remove the fear. But you've got to take that light shining in there so that you can take a good, confident, without filter or judgment, no rose-colored glasses on, look at yourself. Okay, so love the way those messages. You may feel like this resonates. Maybe just one thing resonates. Maybe it's fear about something else, what you've read about. It could even be the fear surrounding that, or just the confusion surrounding it all, right? Or you feel like you're between a rock and a confusing place. I love it. And I also love about the old feelings coming up. You're going to have to look at those. Okay, moving forward, let's get a moonology with the tarot here. Take time to breathe out. Disseminating moon. Well, I love that. You know, deep breathing exercises may be important for someone. Whenever I see this card, you know what? That could very well be it. Deep breathing exercises just to keep yourself calm and relaxed and in a grounded place. Also, breathing out is releasing, right? You take the breath in and then you release it, breathing out. It's flow, it's in, it's out. Stay in that type of energy, but let's get a tarot here to go with that. Maybe yoga would be good for someone here. Or maybe you have found the practice of yoga helps you in your life. So if so, keep doing it, okay? Look, the moon. We have the full moon. We have the new moon, right? Releasing, letting go, planting new seeds, your wishes, your dreams, your goals for manifestation to bring them into reality. We're at the full moon here, breathing out. We're releasing and letting go. These are things like fear, or there's those dark, shadowy ways that we may not like about ourselves, the things we keep hidden, the things we keep in the dark. Well, it's the full moon. It's bright and it's shining, and it's time to let go. You see, you go from the darkness, you know, each cycle, it starts getting a little lighter until it gets to the full moon. So start working now. You know what? Everything doesn't have to be done in one moon cycle, pile one, okay? You can take time to do it over, well, as long as you need, really, okay? You know, you're working on it. Maybe just journal it to remind yourself. Keep checking in. Again, these are just the basics. Releasing and letting go is one of the hardest things, because what we're letting go of usually is serving us in some way. Never good for us, 99.9% of the time, but it has served a purpose for whatever reason, all right? Maybe to make us feel safe and secure because we're very fearful, all right? So just take your time. There's many moon cycles. Look, there's 24 in a year because there's a new and full moon cycle every month with a different energy around it, okay? So plenty of time here. Plus, we have a whole lifetime. Sometimes these are things that we work on over long periods. For others, it could be next day. You're just like, you know what? I know I need to let go of that. And boom, it's done. Everyone's different. Okay, we finally have a house here for you. Pisces, the 12th house. Attuned to the divine. Yeah, this is, you know what? You really need to go to Spirit, whoever it is for you, and ask them to help you. They are there to help us, whether it's your guides, your angels, your animal spirit guides, your ancestors, whoever your passed on loved ones. You ask them to help you with this. Okay? And then you listen and watch and be aware of your surroundings for the signs and synchronicities that they may bring to you as the answers or the guidance. Sometimes they'll send in a whole person. You just never know. That's actually happened to me once, and only once in my life. It was the place I was working at. This new person was hired. I was actually going through, it was as I was learning, going down the spiritual path, we'll say. And it was right at the very beginning, before I knew astrology, before I knew I was a medium, before I ever did any of this, right? And this guy knew all about this stuff. And he just came to me one day, which was weird, right? Because, he was new. And he said, would you like to talk sometime? I just feel like you need to talk, like you have some questions. And I'm paraphrasing, and I'm like, actually, I do. Yeah, we met for coffee, and we talked about spirituality and about faith and belief and all of these different things. And then I left that job, actually. And I wanted to check in with him a few months later just to say, oh, this is what's happening. I'm now taking astrology courses. He was gone and nobody knew where he was to contact him. True story. So that happens, okay? I haven't really shared that. I've told a few people about that story, yes, but I don't think I've ever said it on here. So you never know. And that's why I say, and you've probably heard me say, they will send people. You do not know, okay? So let me get you another card. Yeah, I got chills just thinking about that again. It was so strange. And I just felt like I knew that person for my entire life. Yeah, so it was so strange. 3 of Pentacles, look, that is working together with other people. That can be you and spirit and your other guides, right? Or, your I call it my spirit team, right? This is getting excited about what it is you're releasing and letting go of, because you know that there will be good eventually on the other side. Again, for some it will be immediate, for some it's going to take longer. But if you have to work with other people, or if you feel someone's come in and you're like, this is just kind of strange and odd, but it feels okay. Like even when I told my husband at the time, right? Like, he's like, you're going to go have coffee with this person. I said, just trust me on this. He was more concerned about my safety, not about the guy, right? Because, I'm older. He was much younger. But it was more about do you feel safe? And I'm like, look, I'll text as I'm going here, whatever. It just felt right. I feel like maybe for some of you working on this, it's just going to feel right if maybe you work with or take help from or have a shoulder to lean on, okay? But let's look at that 12th house, which is the unconscious mind, right? It's your intuition. It's your imagination. It's your dreams, like your literal dreams. Some people get messages through their dreams. It's spirituality. It can be solitude and self-reflection, right? Maybe this taking time to breathe out is yoga, a form of meditation, a form of prayer, but just getting quiet with yourself and reflecting, right? It says, it's time for a little reflection here. Take a good look at yourself without judgment or filter. All right. Also, it can be the hidden, unseen, the mystical, the magical. The other thing about the 12th house are those things that maybe are shadowy or things that we don't like about ourselves that have to do with escapism, withdraw, addictions, self-sabotage. So for some of you, there may be areas in that 12th house that you will maybe need a little bit of help with, or they'll send someone in to just give you advice and guidance on working on releasing and letting go anything in that 12th house. If you've already read for the 12th house, this is spirit coming back and doubling down for you, pile one, saying, take a look again, because there definitely is something there that you need to release and let go of. Moving forward, take the risk. When we're fearful, okay, when we have fear around things, we don't know what's going to be on the other side of all this. If we make the change and, start working on it, they're telling you, this is the prediction, okay? They're telling you, take the risk. You may not know what's on the other side, but we do. Two of Swords. Yeah, make the choice to go down a different path. Don't stay on. You've come to the crossroads, right? Don't stay on the path that you already know. Take the chance. Take that path. Take the risk. They're telling you there's something good on the other side of this, okay? Look, crossroads. Yep. They're telling you, you don't know what it is, but we do. And you've come to this message today because you know there's a change in any one of these areas or what you've already read for. You already know that there is something that needs to be released. We're here to tell you, take the darn risk, make that choice to go down the road of risk, of change, of releasing, because something good is going to come from this. Look, there's excitement, but also this is happy. Whatever this, if it's working with other people or going to someone who is maybe in authority in that area or just knows a lot, or you just trust them. Okay, that's what this is. Let's get another area for you here. Okay, this is just one. This sometimes you get a lot. Sometimes if you've come here to this pile, they really want you to look at that 12th house, or maybe some of these messages that you've heard in here, the guidance, right? Oh, here we go. New direction. New direction. It is reevaluate success. Eclipse in Capricorn, new direction, 10th house. For some of you, this may have to do with your career, how other people see you, how you want to be seen in the world, okay? It can have to do with your ambition, your responsibilities, your reputation. This could be how you want to make your mark on the world. And they're saying, we know you want to make a mark on the world, but the path you're going down right now isn't necessarily the path. You've got to release that path, let it go, and start going down another path. But again, remember, this can be in any area of your life. But they did give us 10th house. So go back and read about the 10th and the 12th. Now let's get some more tarot here for clarification, confirmation, advice, guidance, pile one. This is a beautiful pile for you. I'm really liking it. I think the messages in here are quite wonderful for you. Okay. But back here to fear, because I feel like there's some real fear in these areas, right? And didn't I say that sometimes the fear is because we're comfortable? That's like we're addicted to that energy. Even though it may not be good, it's the energy we know. Whether it be people, things, substances, whatever it may be. Okay, we have the 9 of coins. You can do this. The 9 of coins is when you... how do we say it? It's when you succeed on your own, not because you've done it by yourself. No, they're telling you there may be other people here. What it means is you did it. You did it. Someone else didn't do it for you. You did it. Again, that's like prediction. This is what can come. If you're willing to do this work, you will succeed. That's why the 9 of coins has come out here. Okay, you will succeed in this. And I love that it also represents Virgo here, which is interesting, right? Because there is that Virgo energy, really putting your mind, really analyzing, right? Really letting those old feelings come up, recognizing that you're between a rock and a confusing place, all right? So I even want to say for some of you, it may be too little too late. But is it really? That is a saying. it was too little too late until you've heard this reading, okay? Now, look here. We have the Seven of Cups. There's so many choices out there for you. There's so many different things, different ways of being, different things you can do, different ways of thinking. Do not be afraid. Some of them good, some of them bad. That's part of taking the risk, right? You have to use your discernment, which is a Virgo energy, a strong Virgo energy. So I love that during this full moon, right, this Virgo energy, you're going to be using your discernment. You're going to analyze between what would be a good choice or a bad choice, okay? Because you're going to start making good choices. Let's get another. This is the Two of Pentacles. Again, twos are always usually about choices, right? It's the like you could even say it's the duality. There's a good path, there's a bad path, right? It's also about finding balance. And usually with the Two of Coins, I always refer to it as the balance, right? Because it's like you've got one foot in the air, you've got one foot in the water, one on land. But if you make the right, wise choices, you will be able to balance it out. Because when you're running, say, for example, to some sort of addictive energy here, or because of fear, you're not able to release and let go in any area, that's not balanced. And they want you to be balanced, okay? Strong message that's been coming out in these readings for the past few months, really. You know, so this is your time to let go of what's keeping you from being balanced in your life. And that may be why you've come to this pile to hear that one sentence. You've got to release and let go of what's not allowing you to be balanced in your life in whatever area. I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. When you go in for reflection here, right? When you go into the darkness to figure out why, the why of what's keeping you from releasing that negative energy, that lower vibrational energy, the things you don't like about yourself, you take a deep, hard look, a clear look, no judgment, right? And you know you're worthy and you know you're deserving. You just need to make the choice. When you're at a crossroad, pile one, and you just need to make the choice to take the risk, to go down the different path. So I hope that you enjoyed this. We will have in a couple of weeks the new moon, which is about bringing in the good stuff for yourself, okay? So make sure to check that out. And in the meantime, if you need further advice or guidance, go back and look at my playlist. There could be a reading in there for your sun, moon, rising. Venus, if it's about relationship, look for those placements in your chart and go in and maybe look at one of those videos. Or if you're just drawn to something, the thumbnail, probably that spirit giving you a sign and synchronicity to go in because there could be a little tidbit in there for you to help you out. Thank you so much, pile one, and maybe I'll see you in pile two. If not, I'll see you in my other readings. Thank you. Hi to those of you who chose pile two or this bracelet with the moss and tree agate, okay? I'm just going to set it over to the side here. All right. Also, we are talking about full moon, right, in Virgo energy. There are some phrases here, which I'm going to let you know from the woman who creates these moonology decks, key phrases around this Virgo energy in the full moon. And they are rather too much too soon, too little too late, between a rock and a confusing place, and old feelings are coming up. We're going to find some additional areas in these cards for you to release and let go in, whether it's in place of what you've already read, whether Spirit's going to double down on what you've already read, or give you some new areas. There's also advice, guidance, messages, and predictions in here as well. So let's get right at this. First area we have is the ninth house. Well, we know that ninth house is all about your spirituality, your religion, any of your belief systems, higher education, right? Wanting to study, wanting to learn. It could even be out taking courses. It could just be reading books on certain subjects because that ninth house energy has that desire. It's your philosophy. It could be long distance travel, right? Wanting to get out to faraway lands, okay? Whatever it is. It could just be, I always say, long distance travel, pretty much anything. I'm going to say 3+ more hours from your home, okay? Or somewhere where you go where you have to stay overnight because it's far enough away. But I'm going to read the card here as well. It says this is the house of higher and elevated thought, right? As well as expansion. It covers long distance travels, foreign languages, inspiration, optimism, publications, higher education, spirituality, philosophy, religion, ideas, ideals, morals, and ethics. Okay. And with that, we have this card here as well. So we have ninth house right there. I'm going to hold that up so you can see the name of the card. And it is birthing and safeguard. Sacred is the divinity contained in your skin. The blood running through your veins is simply a miracle. Yes, spirit, God, source, universe, or whomever it is for you. We are a part of it, them, okay? We are divine beings. We come from source. So, I love how that is tying in here because this is all about your, right, spirituality, religion, whatever it is, your belief systems. This is letting you know, believe it. You are important. We all are. No one is more important than anyone else, regardless of what their job is, what title they hold. In the end, we are all human beings here on earth having a human experience from source. Okay, so we also have here though, the ninth house again. Okay, so doubling down on that ninth, something in there you need to release and let go. Is it maybe some old outdated belief systems? Is it maybe you've, been very religious. You've gone to church for years, whatever it is, whatever your religion may be and what you would call that place of worship. And now you're like, you know what though? I want to kind of go down the spiritual path too. I feel a calling that I need to know something there, or vice versa. Many spiritual people, or on a spiritual path, still go to their churches or places of worship or groups, whatever it may be. They're interchangeable and they work together, which I love, okay? Now, but there's something in there that you need to release and let go. Maybe it's you don't believe that they work together. You believe that it has to be one or the other. And this is spirit coming in and saying, no, it doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be both. Maybe you've been wanting to go back and take a course somewhere, but you've been afraid, or, you're not sure about the finances. This would be Spirit's message saying, let go of the fear. If you come to us and ask us to help you, we will help you find a way, but you need to let go of the I can't part of it. All right. Love that. We also have the eighth house, which is transformation. That's death and rebirth, letting go of the old to bring in the new, to make new choices, to transform your life in some way, to transform you in some way. It can also be about other people's money, as in joint finances. So any money that you have, or even it could be debts or inheritance, whatever it is that you share or deal with another person in, okay? And then we have that Scorpio energy of what's just lying below the surface, right? Sometimes Scorpios themselves just like to lie below the surface. I like to hide under a rock and then come out, okay? Like a little scorpion. So, you know what? Whatever is hidden below the surface, or what is considered taboo. And I don't want people to be nervous about that, because taboo really can be, you know what? It may just not be the practice of everyone, but as long as it's not illegal and it's not hurting anyone and you're not forcing anyone, it's all about you and you're okay with it and you're not doing any of those other things, then you know what? Do you. Okay? So maybe you need to let go of something surrounding that for yourself. Focus. I love that. It's so funny. When I first flipped this card, I thought it was an owl, right? Focus, like really, all seeing, right? Being able to see in the dark. But it is, I feel like it's, well, one, I feel the butterfly stands for the transformation of that 8th house, but also focus, opening up that third eye, being able to see beyond what's right in front of us. Okay, being able to see what's just below the surface, but really making, I want to say, an honest effort. Again, with this 9th house energy, if there's something you want to do, or again, focus in on what that is and then be willing to release and let go what's holding you back from doing it. Let's get some tarot and moonology cards. Don't let pride get in your way. 5th house, full moon in Leo. 5th house, all about, what is it? Your fun. Maybe what you do for entertainment. What do you like to go out and do? Sports. Do you like to play them? Or maybe you like to just watch them. You're a sports enthusiast. It can also be about your children. It can be about creativity, what you do to nurture that, okay? Hobbies. It can also be about dating, romance, and passionate love affairs. Not the committed relationships like the 7th house, but more of leading up to that, okay? Is there something? Is there pride getting in the way? Are there old feelings coming up? Do you feel when it comes to any of these areas, but here in the 5th house, like you feel like you're between a rock and a confusing place, or it's too much too soon or too little too late? Okay, love how those phrases are working in here so perfectly. Let's get a tarot, but don't let pride get in your way. Is it foolish? We talk about it, foolish pride. We do a lot of things, or keep ourselves from doing a lot of things. It goes both ways, over foolish pride. You will know it if it's you, okay? Is your pride getting in your way here? Is that what you need to release and let go of? The foolish pride. 7 of Swords. That 7 of Swords, I always feel is like, it's the thief in the night. The little guy comes in and he takes the opposing team, we'll call it, the enemy swords, and he runs away with them, and he's like, haha, what are you going to do now? I have your swords. It's deceit, we could say. Is there deceit in some of these areas? And you need to get to the truth of the matter and then release and let go whatever was bringing the deceit in. That could be for some people. But there's nothing here that can be taken away from you. By releasing and letting go, you're not allowing spirit or even yourself to give up something, how do I say it, that's precious to you. What you're giving up here are the things that aren't serving your highest purpose, the things that bring you down, negative energy, negative people, negative situations, the things that just aren't good for you. It'll be different for everyone. That's not somebody stealing something from you. That's getting rid of a problem and a burden maybe. Okay, so don't feel like, well, if I give that up, a piece of myself is gone. No, that piece of yourself just transforms into something better. Okay, let's keep going. Wow, you have a lot of houses. I think pile 1 only had 1 house, but that was important for the people that went there. Here you have Taurus. That Taurus, if it had come up in both, I would have been like, what is going on? I said from January, Taurus just keeps showing up. But there's something that's going to be surrounding your money, how you earn your money, how you save your money, any of your financial responsibilities like paying bills, whatever it is, any personal property or possessions. It could be literal property as in land, or just your property, what belongs to you. Your core values, how you value yourself, I feel ties into that ninth house. So there could be something there going on, okay? Because maybe the way you value yourself or your core values have changed, in which case that means that some of your belief systems now may be outdated. Okay. Something in that second house, there's something surrounding those areas where you need to release and let go so that you can bring the good in. Okay. It's know your worth. I love this card. Know your worth. So I feel that really has a lot to do with your core values, how you value yourself. Your, again, in ninth house, your belief systems, your philosophy, right? Your spirituality, your religion. It's knowing your worth. The Emperor, structure. Well, I'll tell you, someone who knows their worth, they're bringing that card in to say, take on this energy. The Emperor is the King of Kings. He values himself because he knows that he's smart, he's clear, he's emotionally balanced and wise, he's diplomatic, he's hardworking, he's disciplined, he's a leader in his own life and just a leader in general. But also he is passionate and courageous and determined. They want you to take on that energy. We can call that structure if you like, but take on that energy and know your worth. You are worthy of getting rid of what doesn't serve you. It's not being stolen from you so that you can bring in what does. Love it. Go for it. Love that card. Reach for the moon. Go for it. Doesn't even need a tarot, but we're going to bring one out. That's a pretty straightforward message from Spirit right there. They're saying go for it. Don't let fear, whoa, that's way too many. I'm going to keep this Ace of Wands card, though. I'm not keeping, there's a stack here, but it was facing up. I'm keeping it. Go for it. Ace of Wands, new beginning, being inspired, knowing that there's room for growth here, but growth can only happen when you get rid of the old stuff. There is potential here. There's new opportunities here for you in your life. This is like, I always say this is like prediction, right? If you go for it, good things will happen, okay? But you have to be willing to let go of that old stuff. Now, let's get a card. They always ask me to refer to it as when you're out to buy new furniture, you're buying it to replace the old furniture because the old furniture is worn, ruined, outdated, no longer usable. You're not going to bring your new furniture in and set it on top of it, in back of it, beside it, or in front of it. No, you get rid of the old furniture because it isn't serving a purpose in your life anymore. The new furniture is. Okay, we have a leap of faith. Go for it, right? Sun and Aries, new beginnings. Love this. They're on a roll. That's the first house. But let's just talk about this. They want you to have a new beginning. They want you to make the room for it by getting rid of whatever this is in your life, okay? Come back to the new moon reading in a couple of weeks because maybe there's going to be something in there that's going to somehow relate to this and you're going to start bringing in, okay? But Aries is the first house. So there could be something around you because it's me, myself, and I, right? How you see yourself, how you identify yourself. It could be your physical appearance, your image, how other people see you or how you come across to other people, that personality, right? Is there something there that needs to be worked on that you need to release and let go? Could it be a belief system around how you see and identify yourself? You know, I always just, they talk about this all the time, but it's a perfect example that we can all relate to is when someone says, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. No, you're not just a stay-at-home mom. That isn't how you should identify yourself. You are a caring and loving parent who is at home creating a wonderful, loving, caring, nurturing environment for your child. That is the decision that you've made, right? You need to own it, okay? It's that type of thing. So, how do you identify yourself? You're not just a stay-at-home mom. That's an example that we can all understand. Somebody may actually
relate to that right here, right now. But anyway, first house. So you guys have a lot. You have first, second, 8th, and 9th. Oh, and 5th that you can go back and read about. Now, this doesn't mean that you're going to be trying to release something in every one of them. Maybe you will. You're going to go with what resonates. They did double down on the 9th. Maybe for some of you, you've already read about one of these houses. 1st, 2nd, 5th, 8th, 9th. And that's a double down. So go back and take a look at that one a little longer, a little more in depth. Okay. Let's get some more tarot here for further advice, guidance, clarification of what's on the table. I'm loving this for you, pile 2. Lovers, it's finding that connection. It could be with another person, okay? Or in this case, releasing and letting go of a connection, right? Because that's what it is. It can be something that you feel really strongly about, something that really connects with you at a deep soul level. Is there something in that area that you need to release and let go of? Is it a person? Possibly, with the Lover's card coming out here. Or is it something that you are deeply connected to, but you've never moved forward on? And this can be in any area. For whatever reason, I always say fear holds us back from a lot of things in our lives. You need to release and let go of whatever it is that's holding you back from that, something that you feel deeply, strongly connected to or about. King of Coins. Look, we have the Emperor and now the King of Coins is coming out. Look, just stay grounded. Don't let this get you all up in your head, okay? Just be practical. Stay grounded. Believe that you can be the leader in your own life. Be disciplined and be willing to put the hard work in, maybe that it's going to require, because some people it's going to be harder than for other people, but be willing to do the work. Be determined to reach your goal of whatever it is that you're releasing and letting go of here. Be the King of Coins. And then we have the Three of Coins. Love that too. This is also putting the work in. The Three of Coins can also be when you may seek out help from other people. You may go to someone who's really good. So the guy that's making these beautiful pentacles here, you know, he knows how to do it. He's been doing it for a long time. He's really good at it. So maybe when it comes to releasing and letting go, whatever this is, you may want to talk to someone who has a shared experience of it. Okay, who is maybe a professional and you could use their advice and guidance, or just someone you really trust that you go to for advice and guidance. But don't be afraid to go somewhere and ask someone for help or to show you the way. Okay, one last card and then we're going to pile 2. Gratefully, I surrender my struggle. Yes, releasing and letting go isn't something being stolen from you. It's you making the wise choice, the good choice to let go of the struggle, of the addiction, of the whatever's holding you back, the negative energy. It's surrendering that and being willing to let it just slide away or forcefully be pushed away in order to bring in what's good for you, okay? So if you need further advice or guidance, check out some of my other readings, however you're drawn to it, whether it be your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign, or another one of your planetary sign positions, okay? Sorry, that was a tongue twister for me for some reason. You know what? Go check those out. I have a ton of readings in there. Maybe it's pick a card. Whatever, if it's a thumbnail, a crystal, a card, whatever it is that you're drawn to, even if it isn't your sign, go there because Spirit may have a message that's going to help you in these areas, okay? But that's it. In a couple weeks, we'll be going into the new moon. Be sure to come back for that, and I will see you in one of my other readings. Thank you, Pile 2.